Okay, we have a Doctor Who extra after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and there's been a lot of information that has been crossing the internet about the upcoming specials with David Tennant, and of course the new series of Doctor Who with Ncuti Gatwa. As we know, nothing's going to happen until like November of this year, and we won't see the regular series of Ncuti's Doctor until 2024. However, there's a number of things here that shows what's likely to happen in the next few episodes. By the way, the 14th Doctor has been hinted at by Russell T Davies as being perhaps another dimension Doctor, or a dream, or a trick, or a flashback. Now, he's, of course, trying to divert us, but there is some reason this Doctor is here, that we've seen the 10th Doctor over again as the 14th. We're going to have to use our imagination for now and hope that more will be revealed. Now, we know that more is going to be revealed coming up probably in about 2 weeks, when there's going to be a Doctor Who convention going on somewhere, and we'll get some more information at that time. They seem to be letting it out a little bit at a time because of the fact that there is so long of a wait before we get to the next series, that they're trying to keep our interest up. And this is good for us, so we can speculate about it if we wish. Now, there are a couple of things also that we know. Tennant is going to have, of course, 3 episodes plus a Christmas special. I had thought the 3rd episode would be the Christmas special, but there will be 3 specials during 2023 between November and December, and then on Christmas Day there will be a Christmas special. Now, Doctor Who rarely had actually a Christmas special show until Russell T Davies took over the show in 2005. So this is something that became very much a tradition all the way through Capaldi, and then when Chibnall took over for Jodie, they decided they'd move that to New Year's, and it just kind of ruined a tradition. And the New Year's specials weren't really about anything; they were just more adventures. So this is going to be a specific Christmas special that's coming up, and they will go regularly after that. The story is, in 2024, there are going to be 8 regular episodes plus a Christmas special. Now, that doesn't seem like much, but these days, if you can get as many as 10 episodes, that's a long season. And the old deal where you would get 20 to 26 seems to be gone forever, at least in streaming. Ncuti episodes, there'll be 8 of them in 2024. We know that his companion is going to be Ruby Sunday. That is the name of the character. And there is some talk about perhaps revisiting some of the old companions again. Especially, Susan was the Doctor's granddaughter, who started in the first adventures with William Hartnell. Now, the actress that played Susan is still around, and actually was in the 20th and 30th anniversary shows, but has not been seen in the new era. She has actually come by the set when Peter Capaldi was doing one of the Christmas specials, and she was on set watching what they did, found Capaldi to be a delightful individual, and was happy to be there to at least see a show being produced. However, Russell T Davies once again said in an Instagram post, "Whatever happened to her?" with a picture of Susan. So we kind of think that there is some possibility that she's going to be brought back. And she really never had an end of her story. According to Peter Capaldi, she never really had a decent ending to her story. She was just involved with someone, and then the Doctor wouldn't let her back in the TARDIS, and said that you're better off without me, you're better on your own, you've become from a girl into a woman, and you should find your own way. and you'd be better off. One day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties, the doctor said to her over a communication link while she was locked out of the TARDIS, and then disappears. She wasn't too happy about that, and there may be some revisiting of that whole story arc. At any rate, Susan was a student at the time. She was going to school and was outstanding in mathematics, which is what got her teachers interested in her and finding out where she was from, and then stumble upon the Doctor and become the companions there, which we saw one of those companions in the, who was Ian, was in the last in The Power of the Doctor. That was just in a end scene there. We don't see that it's out of the question to bring back Susan and find out just what happened to her. I also found out, of course, and you may know already, that not only has the Doctor Who program been bought mostly by Sony Pictures, they're in a kind of a partnership with the BBC, but the BBC really is just kind of distributing in the UK and keeping some of the trademarks. But Sony Pictures is actually producing the show, and they have sold it to Disney, which is going to be running the show on Disney Plus. And more than just the show, there's a possibility of doing kind of like the MCU, kind of like Star Trek, kind of like some of the other shows have done, where they take a premise and expand upon it and do several shows based in the same universe. There was an article I read that indicated that, there could be a show on UNIT, a show on The Division, where the fugitive Doctor worked for. There could be a revisit of Drax, who was another Time Lord that the Fourth Doctor encountered. There could be the Dalek Empire. This is something that's been tossed about, that you find out just how the Dalek Society works. Then something about River Song. Obviously, they established during the Capaldi era that she can borrow the TARDIS without the Doctor knowing about it and go on her own adventures, and without the, shall we say, ethics that the Doctor has. That can be some very interesting episodes there. Of course, there's Clara and Ashilte, who had gone off in their own TARDIS that looks like a diner. And we don't know what's happened to them, and that's another thing that could go into its own shows. Manik Chen. This is a character from about 1966 that RTD has said that he's going to put in one of the shows. Also, he mentioned in episode 2, Liverpool, Legions, and non-dietic. Now, non-dietic means it's sounds or music stings or things like this that the characters don't hear. I don't know what that means, but that's what the clue has been given for the second special for Doctor Who. There could be an entire universe of Doctor Who related programs coming up as Disney Plus begins distribution. A couple of other things to throw in. RTD did say that despite the fact that some people think that they're getting like $10 million an episode to produce this next couple of seasons of Doctor Who, he said that's not true. It's a generous budget, but he said if we were making $10 million an episode, I would have an office on the moon. So that's kind of crushed right there. But nonetheless, it's going to have much better production values. It's going to have much better special effects. And generally speaking, we're hoping that it's going to be a better show. But the seeing is the believing, and we're looking forward to the first David Tennant special, which will be coming up in November. So I'd like to know what you think about this. Like I said, there's going to be further releases of information as time goes on. We're expecting one in another couple of weeks, and we'll catch up with you at that time. But until, do not forget to subscribe if you've not done so already. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. It means the world to me, and it does help the channel out quite a bit. We've been overwhelmed by some of the attention that the channel has been getting lately, and we can't be any more appreciative than we can be about this. At any rate, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell if you want to know when the next video comes your way. We talk about Doctor Who, we talk about Star Trek, we talk about Star Wars, we talk about everything that we can find on television. And so until we talk to you again, don't go far.